Welcome to the Sisterhood Collective podcast, where we empower women to break barriers, overcome limiting beliefs, and achieve true success. I'm your host, Laurie, entrepreneur and founder of 5 successful businesses. Join me as I share proven strategies, interview inspirational leaders, and provide behind-the-scenes insights to help you level up in your business, career, and in life. Because together, we can get further faster. Okay, let's dive in. Well, hi, everybody. Today, I really want to shine a spotlight on something that affects so many of us, especially as we navigate the journey of life beyond 35. And I want to introduce you to Lifehack Coaching, which is an online nutrition coaching business founded by my friend Anna. You know, as life gets busier, we start to notice we have less energy because we're too busy. We're eating out more often. We're eating for convenience. We start to slowly gain weight. And we start to see some changes. Well, it isn't just about counting calories or hitting the gym. It's about understanding and embracing the changes our bodies go through, particularly when it comes to hormonal and metabolism shifts. So today we're going to discuss the intersection of age, hormonal change, and the impact of environmental stresses on our well-being. And we're not just talking about diet plans. We're talking about a holistic approach that recognizes the intricate dance between our bodies and the world around us and what we have access to. As women, we often find ourselves juggling multiple responsibilities. So we need to recognize that it's not about quick fixes or unrealistic expectations. It's really about creating sustainable habits that align with your lifestyle. So you'll see here that Anna doesn't just provide nutritional guidance. She acts as your partner in this journey, offering a hand to hold. She is an expert with her advice. She has gone through these challenges herself, and she's going to guide you through the maze of health and wellness. And that's what her business is all about. So let's have a chat to Anna. So Anna, can you share a bit about your journey and what has inspired you and led you to Lifehack Coaching?
Well, it's all started back in 2013 when me and my husband first opened our first gym. And I was CrossFit gym, so we were coaching, and it was just fitness at the start and personal training and stuff like that. And then I saw that lots of people were struggling with nutrition, and I was learning a little bit about nutrition and how to help others, but didn't really understand until I got pregnant. I gained 30 kilos myself, and tried to lose that weight without much knowledge. Was a little bit of struggle, and I hired different coaches to help me with that, and I didn't necessarily like their approach. So then I invested myself into this pool of knowledge about nutrition and healthy lifestyle and everything, and that's how I started coaching nutrition. And then down the track, we've sold our gym, and I decided to start Lifehack Coaching, helping busy people to live healthier lifestyle, educate them about nutrition, weight loss, importance of sleep management, stress management, and just to be able to run around after their kids and families and be active and all that.
So you've been teaching nutrition for quite a while, but I've noticed that over the years, it seems like you've found this niche, and I guess you're really starting to focus more on women over 35 because they face unique challenges. So when it comes to metabolism and hormones and weight management, what have you noticed for, what's different for the women once they hit 35?
Yeah, so when I first started coaching nutrition, I was coaching both males and females. And to be honest, I still coach males as well. They normally come as referrals. But after having my own struggles with weight loss and then heading into early perimenopause, I've noticed how hard it is and how little education out there for women to understand that what's going on with them. There's nothing wrong with them. It's hormones. And that's when I decided, okay, I want to work mainly with females, helping them to understand their hormones and metabolism and help them to feel good about themselves. That's how I kind of changed direction into working with females mainly.
Let's focus a little bit on hormones for a second. What are the common changes that you see for women, or I guess challenges do you see women facing when it comes to hormones changing?
Because the changes in hormones, and especially in the early stages of perimenopause, what happens with hormones are quite different what could be happening when they hit menopause. So all those fluctuations impact definitely weight loss. They impact, stress, or how you deal with the stress, anxiety, depression, the body aches, everything changes. Also, like, you get the brain fog and you struggle with sleeping. And when you struggle with sleeping, it can affect your hormones, and then that affects your weight gain. So those are the main changes.
Okay. And what are some strategies that you recommend for us, I suppose, that, if we are to face these things, such as, even sleep issues is a common one for many of us. And I mean, you read everywhere that if you're not getting the appropriate amount of sleep, which is, maybe 7 hours per night or plus, more than that, it does lead to weight gain. And then, of course, high level stress, which a lot of us are doing these days. We're operating in a fast paced world. Stress levels are higher. So that tends to lead to poor sleep. And of course, whatever's going on, it's also leading to weight gain. And I'm sure it's got something to do with bad habits that we're picking up along the way and being time poor. But what are some strategies that you coach women on, and men for that matter, who are you going through some of the same issues, to overcome this hormonal change and these symptoms?
Yeah, so when I work with my clients, I try to focus on holistic approach. So it's not just like, oh, here's your plan, or here's your macros, follow it, or here's your diet. We focus on everything, making sure that, yes, they sleep enough, 7 to 9 hours, that they exercise regularly. And it doesn't have to be crazy workouts at the gym or anything like that. Even just daily walk, just getting outside for half an hour is a great start. Yes, I do say weightlifting or resistance training is super important for females, because with the changes that are happening through perimenopause, menopause, bone density goes down. So we need to increase the bone density, and we do it by resistance training or weight training. So it is important. But if somebody comes in and says, I've never been at the gym, I don't want to go to the gym, that's fine. Let's just get outside. Let's get some walking happening, even if it's just half an hour a day. So recommended time for exercise is 150 minutes a week. Making sure that you eat enough protein. So that's important. Every cell in the body needs protein. It's your hair, your nails, your skin, your immune system, absolutely everything. Also, protein helps to build muscles, and muscle actually burn more calories at rest than fat, which will help with increasing metabolism, but also will help with weight loss, because we're using more calories, burning more calories pretty much. So sleep, hydration is really important, because dehydration can slow down metabolism as well. And we all know, like, if we don't drink enough water, our skin can get dry. We feel tired, we get headaches, all of that. So hydration is important, sleep important, having enough protein, a little bit of exercise, and of course, like, reducing any crap, pretty much, any processed food with additives, coloring, stabilizers, all of that. Because it can interfere with hormones as well. And if we really focusing on hormonal health, then think about, like, what candles do you use at the house? Do you have, those smelly things that can interfere with your hormones? Or, how much plastic do you use? Do you use microwave? I can go on and on and on about this.
Well, I think that's quite interesting. Like, no one really sits there and thinks, hey, I'm using the microwave. How is that impacting me?
Well, microwave is radiation, right? So I don't want to sound too hippish. Like, if you use a microwave, fine, use the microwave. But instead of putting plastic into microwave, use normal glass dishes and cover it with a towel or another plate instead of using plastic. Because when plastic hits up, it releases all the crap stuff. So we want to avoid that as much as possible. Also, think about what cleaning products you use, or washing powder. We never think about washing powder, right? But it sits on our clothes that we wear pretty much 24/7, right? If you sleep in pajamas, always sleep on those sheets.
Speak for yourself, girlfriend.
I like pajamas. Lots of it. Warm. So yeah, I try to focus on really overall, well-being. Like if you're looking after everything else, like sleep and water and exercise, then your body will cooperate. And when you're trying to lose weight, it will happen. But if your body is suffering and struggling and you're not looking after it, even your and mind, then weight is not going to come off. Doesn't matter how hard you try. And sometimes it happens when you reduce calories. If your body is already under stress, by reducing calories, you're putting your body through more stress. So if your cortisol levels are already high and here you're topping it up, there's no way you're going to lose weight. You're actually going to go backwards. So it's really important to make sure that when I'm working with my clients, if I'm giving them calorie deficit, I need to make sure that the stress levels are managed and not too high, because it's not going to make it better. It's actually going to make it worse.
I mean, I love all of this. I love that you're giving us like even things that we're not thinking about. I mean, we know not to eat sugars or too much sugar and eat processed foods as much, we know this, but, sometimes it's just good to be reminded. Same with things like a lot of people still use the microwave. I am one of those, but even you telling me today, hey, don't use Glad wrap or don't use any sort of, don't heat your food up in a plastic. Go get a nice ceramic bowl or something like that. They're little things, but they all they compound, right, to a improved outcome. And then I also like the idea of, really thinking about cleaning products and the washing powders. They do release some sort of toxins into the skin and the body. And my mum was a big believer of vinegar and water, for cleaning. And I think
and a little bit of lemon. Yeah,
lemon's a good one as well. You mentioned earlier too about being conscious of the fragrance that you are in candles or things like that, if you're getting any sort of diffusers or anything. What fragrances specifically have a negative impact to our body or even our mind?
Well, if we think about the candles, if we talk about the cheaper candles, so what they're made of, it's all the bad chemicals, right? So if you want to use candles, go for like soy wax or coconut candles that are, instead of chemicals, infused with essential oils. Because without going into too much science, it does interfere with your hormones. And if anyone who's listening know much about essential oils, different smells or essential oils come from plants. So different plants have different impact on your body and mind. So even if you use candles with essential oils, you still need to understand what essential oils are in it. Because, for example, if you're suffering with anxiety and you pick an essential oil that infused with oils that supposed to wake you up and make you energized, then it's actually not going to have the right impact on you and you can feel worse. But for example, if you're trying to come down, then you need essential oils that will help you to come down, that will help you to relax and help you to go sleep. So it's important to kind of understand what smells you're choosing and why. So it's not just about, oh, I like the smell, it smells lovely. Like, what is it going to do for me, my mind and my body?
So that's that's good to know, because so many of us do. I burn candles and I also have these diffusers, but again, you're saying be conscious of the smells that you're choosing. Maybe
go for organic, natural organic. That's it. That doesn't have chemicals. Like if you're reading a label and you don't really know what it is, I would be questioning.
It's a good chance that it's not the thing you should be burning in your house and sniff.
Yeah.
Okay, and so let's just shift a little bit from hormones and move into metabolism. Just explain to us kind of what happens to our metabolism as we get older.
Well, it is it's questionable. Does it slow down? Some books say it slow down, others say it don't slow down, and you can still boost it up. But we kind of each in charge ourselves what we do, right? When people normally say, oh, my metabolism slowed down, well, you're older, yes, so you might be moving less. You know, when we're younger, we move all the time, so our metabolism is burning and all of that. So it could be that. And there are a couple of ways to increase metabolism. My favorite one, actually, I encourage my clients to not skip breakfast. Right? There's lots of people that say, look, we're just going to start eating at 12, do fasting. You fast at night. 12 hours is a good time to fast. Like if you want to fast more, great. 14 hours is good. But it's actually, I know it's really, there's lots of people have different opinions about it, so I don't want to really talk about the fasting. But anyway, talk about breakfast. Breakfast jumpstart your metabolism. It's like putting fuel, in your body, in your engine, and so it will start the day rolling, will start burning, start working. And it's really important to have protein for breakfast as well. Also, like I said before, we want to build some muscle, so we want to exercise because muscle burn more calories at rest than fat. So which means that even when you're resting, if you have a muscle mass, you're still going to be burning calories. Okay. Apparently hot peppers or chili, or like chilies, they can help you to speed up your metabolism as well. And you know what? I actually thought about it when I was younger, living on a budget. I used to buy those noodles for lunch,
the ramen.
Yeah. Let's not even talk about my 20s and my diet experience. That's probably how I ruined my metabolism. And I didn't eat clean, didn't eat well, but I always added that spice and like chilies and hot. And I was thinking, how did I stay slim? Now knowing about the chilies, that's kind of makes a little bit sense.
You're telling all of us right now that those ramen noodles, albeit a little bit delicious sometimes, depending on which ones you've got, it was the chili powder that you sprinkled in it that gave you the svelte, beautiful figure that you maintained. Not the fact that you were probably busy running around, exercising, almost a professional athlete.
Who knows? But apparently that's what spicy food does to you. So go start growing some chilies in your garden. Again, I mentioned about water. Dehydration can slow down your metabolism, so we'll make sure that we have bottled water handy. And the way to figure out how much you should be drinking is pretty much your body weight in kilos multiplied by 30, and that will give you rough milliliters of water you should be having per day. I personally like adding lemon to water. I don't know. But we have filters at our house to remove those chemicals from the water because I can taste them. And so I add lemon, and lemon is good.
In the UAE, I drink it with lemon or lime like almost every single day. And I don't know what it is when I'm back here in Australia. I just drink water as it comes, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Refreshing.
It's refreshing. And we're privileged, I think, to even have running water, to be honest. So we are very fortunate, aren't we? But okay, so to find out how much water you should be, you could either go off the 2 liters a day kind of figure just as a rounded number, or if you wanted to get specific, it's your weight in kilos.
Yeah.
30 equals milliliters for your body weight. And that's, I'm assuming, as a resting body weight, not if you're exercising.
Yeah, definitely. That if you exercise, you will need more water for sure. If it's a hot day, you need more water. And you got to listen to your body. If you want to drink more water, drink more water. Like, don't limit yourself.
I read something the other day that said that you should have a bottle of some sort of bottle that has your milliliters, or how much is in there.
You can buy bottles that say, like 1 cup is done, well done, and then it's a half day, good job, or we're nearly there. So I used to have that bottle. Yeah.
So you like words of affirmation. You like to be told you're doing a good job.
Yeah, but then I look at that bottle and go, shut up. Don't tell me what to do.
So then tell me, Anna, like obviously we're all so busy these days, and that's a lot to try and think about when you're trying to do this on your own, because not everyone can afford coaches or, programs and things like that. But out of the things that you've talked about so far, what do you think, if someone was to just try to improve 1 or 2 healthy habits to help with our hormones and our metabolism, out of everything you said today, what do you think would be the most important to start implementing into your life?
God, 1 or 2.
Yeah, only 1 or 2.
Heck, well, 100% cut junk. So cut processed food, anything that comes from the packet. Focus on just normal, like meat, if you eat meat, vegetables, fruit, any vegetables and fruit, and whole grains.
Okay, so that's one.
That would be one. And that will take care of nutrients, the vitamins, your energy. It will cut out things that can interfere with weight and hormones and things like that. So it's going to kind of tick a few boxes at the same time. Well, I don't know, because you have to drink water, right? And you have to exercise and you have to sleep and you have to manage stress.
Yeah, but of course, I mean, we're all going to be doing those naturally, right? But with those, I mean, with water, we're like aiming to increase our water intake.
Yeah,
and
we always do that.
Throughout the day. Sleep, we're aiming to get 7 to 8 hours. Protein, we're trying to improve and increase, up to, depending on your body weight, 100 grams.
Yeah. I think, okay, if I had to pick 2 things that I work with my clients, do not starve. Eat enough food, making sure that you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's a balanced food full of protein, carbs, and fats, and whole grains. So no processed foods, and making sure that you're actually eating enough and nourishing your body. Those 2 things will take care of the most other things, I would say.
Well, it's a good start to get you on track,
Yeah,
right?
that's a great start, yes. And that's the most common that I work on in the first 2 weeks with most of my clients, is actually eating enough. Most people complain, I can't eat so much, I'm pushing it down my throat, because they're so used to under eating, especially females.
Obviously, throughout the years, you've faced, some weight gain yourself and some hormonal changes and all those sorts of things. What are some of the lessons that you've learned during the really tough days, and how did they shape your approach to, I guess, your coaching and mentoring practice in this space?
When I'm having a hard day, it doesn't matter if I'm stressed or if I'm upset or whatever it is, I know I need to stop overthinking and breathe. And I do this breathing exercise that either helps me when I'm feeling anxious, or it helps me when I'm angry, or it helps me when I'm just like, far out, I can't focus. I do that 5 times, and you breathe in and you count on 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, you're breathing in through your nose, and then you hold for 7 seconds, and then you breathe out through your mouth, counting to 8, and you keep your lips like a straw, so it's like really slow breathing out. And what it does is actually slows down your heart rate. And if you can lay down and put your feet up against the wall, it will be even better. It will slow down even more. It's like a reset button, like when your computer is just going crazy and doing crazy stuff, and you press the reset button to turn it off and turn it back on. That's what that breathing does for me.
So you're saying just to take some time out and focus on breathing when life gets tough and hard. What other strategies do you have for, I guess, to slow down life a little bit and then refocus on your health?
I like being on nature. I like going outside, especially when lots of things going on. I just like, I need to get outside. I need to hear birds. I need to hear the trees moving, get my feet on the grass, like just grounding back to nature. Because I don't know, over years, we became so like a fast pace, computers, just do things all the time, that we forget that, to be on nature and just recharge and breathe and relax.
One of the biggest lessons I've learned just recently, it's at the forefront of my mind right now. And that is that you need to enjoy the journey. So busy
100%.
and stuck in our lives that, we're not stopping and enjoying the moments and living in the present. We're always planning and building and chasing. So I'm really focused on that right now. Look, Anna, I've got another question. You've got quite a few clients, and you've certainly had a lot of clients in the past. Tell me, what's one of the common reasons women come to you for coaching? What's that moment where they're like, I need help with this? So tell me, why do they come to you in the end? What's that trigger? And then what do you do for them?
Well, they normally come when they've had enough. They've tried everything. They've tried lots of fad diets. They just had enough. And most of my clients come as a referrals. So they're either seeing changes that happen with their friends or family, or they've been following me on social media. seen, feedback and testimonials that I've been getting. And what I can do, I want to get results for my clients. So whatever they want to achieve, I've really focused on getting them there. Like, I will explain if their goal, of course, is achievable. So we talk about it and we'll say that, we make sure we both understand and on the same page where they want to be and what they're trying to achieve. But I'm in their corner. I'm that coach who really wants them to win. And I think when they come as a referral, they know that there's no sugarcoating. There is no cookie cutter plan or anything like that. It's literally a plan that will work for them. And I will make sure that they're working towards it.
So then tell me, if I was to come to you to get some help with my nutrition, what sort of programs do you have? What's the process that you offer?
Yeah, so we started 16 weeks program, and then after 16 weeks, everyone take different journeys. Someone carry on, others, they get results and they stop, they learn what they want. What we do is we start with initial appointment where we create a personalized plan. We'll talk about where they're at, their stress, their hormones, their sleep, just so I can figure out exactly who they are, how they live their life, and how we can and where we can improve. And then we create that personalized plan. For the first couple of weeks, we just focus on eating right food and enough food, so there's no calorie deficit. And you would be surprised how many people lose weight in the first couple of weeks because they're actually looking after their body. I track everything. I track the sleep, exercise, how much protein they eat, what they eat, water intake, all of that. And I check in daily through the app. And then we also jump on weekly Zoom calls just to work through the obstacles and mindset and triggers as well, just to see if, sometimes they come on call, go, oh, I don't know what happened. I had a tub of ice cream. And then we'll talk about it and see what actually happened before you had that tub of ice cream and what did you tell yourself, because we always have this conversation why you should or shouldn't have it. And then kind of try to work through it and analyze a little bit. So when it happens next time, they understand what kind of happening to their mindset.
And I think it's probably good because you've actually been through the trials and tribulations yourself, so you understand what people are going through. But here's a question that I want you to share with the listeners is that you've gone through this. What for you was the hardest naughty habit, bad habit that you had to break to pull yourself out of a negative mindset and get onto the train of looking after you and your well-being? Because everyone's got a vice, that pulls them back into like that devil mode. What is it for you? And what is your strategy to overcome?
Yeah, so I'm a bit of sugar addict and I was giving myself excuses. I can eat tub of ice cream at once because I had a hard day or somebody upset me or somebody did something to me. So it's never my fault, right? It's everyone else's fault. Someone did something to me, so I deserve the tub of ice cream. And then it's taking ownership that what you do, like, yes, people can do whatever they want to you. It's taking ownership, how you react to it and analyzing like, am I actually going to lose here? And I'm going to feel sorry for myself and I'm going to let them, dictate how I feel and eating this ice cream. And that's the first step. And the second, like, yeah, okay, cool. Have your ice cream. But how about instead of, I don't know, there's lots of healthier options out there now, right? So instead of buying your favorite super sugary, fatty, whatever ice cream, why wouldn't you just go and get that low calories, or instead of dairy, it's a coconut or just a healthier version? And if you like chocolate, I love chocolate too, I go for the dark, like super dark, 85% to 90%. So if I'm having one of those moments, I'm like, that's it, I'm going to eat the whole block of chocolate right now. I go and I buy disgusting 85 to 95% dark chocolate. And when you eat it, you have one and you're like, okay, yeah, that will do. That's enough.
Well, it's not as enjoyable as you thought. But it's interesting because, I like how you say when we get to that point of eating the tub of ice cream or doing something that goes against our well-being, we blame other people. But when you've got a coach or someone that's holding you accountable and just making you aware, I think, of, you shouldn't be eating this. And if you want to eat it, go and eat it. But maybe even just have a scoop of your really delicious ice cream, but don't eat the whole tub, because at the end of the day, you're allowing that person to impact your entire life, and it's going against your goals. So whatever they've said or done isn't serving you.
Exactly.
We all know that saying, get rid of anything that doesn't serve you, that's getting in your way of success. And of course, if you're on a well-being journey, then allowing someone or a bad day or what someone else has done with road rage or something impact your day and throw you off your course, you're right. We need to be reminded of it too, which is what you're valuable for, right? By having a coach, having Anna in your corner, that helps remind us of what you're going for here and why. And I guess why you want it at the end of the day. Why do you want to change and be healthier?
Yeah. And another thing as well, sometimes some clients, they do that. And like, I would admit myself as well, I did it to myself when I tried to track what I'm eating in my MyFitnessPal, for example. And some clients did it as well. If they have something that they shouldn't, they don't enter it. And I'm like, okay, let's have this conversation. Are you not entering because you don't want me to see, but you're telling me about it right now? Or are you not entering because you're hiding from yourself? So then we try to change behavior, go, you have it. Next time you want it, you have it, but you enter it in so you can see it and you acknowledge it. Because some people say, well, I didn't enter, it didn't happen. No one saw it, it didn't happen. So we become this, pantry hiding, eating chocolate little monsters. So let's track it. Let's acknowledge, appreciate that you had it, and move on. Right? Because the more you restrict, the more you want it.
True. Just like kids, we haven't we've still got that issue there. Anna, do you have any free resources that you could offer our listeners?
Oh, plenty. I have on my website. My website is lifehackcoaching.co.nz. And there is a free guide for weight loss with some exercise. There is a free guide for perimenopausal women with 7-day meal plan and explanation about hormones. There's also a webinar for perimenopausal women. And I think there is a cookbook in there as well. So there's quite a few free resources on my website.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate that. I mean, I've taken a lot away from today's discussion as well. The biggest things are hormones and metabolism are going to impact you. And not just women, men and women, and not just over 35. They're going to impact us the whole way through our life either way. And I'm taking that away from today. Some of the negative impacts that we are going to experience are things like depression, body aches, brain fog, sleeping issues, weight gain, moodiness. And then some of the strategies that we need to change are things like getting outside and moving, taking daily walks, doing some sort of resistance training to build muscle, because the more muscle you have, the more calories that you burn, increasing your protein so you feed that muscle, improving your hydration, getting decent sleep every night, and maybe try to be quite consistent with that. Number one thing that you said was to reduce or remove completely any sort of processed foods and focus on whole foods. And then also be conscious of things like the smells that you're burning in your house through candles or diffusers. What sort of fragrances you're wearing. I guess that comes down to even putting perfume on the skin.
Yes, 100%.
The products you're using, and including the washing powder because of the toxins that are being released. And then you also mentioned that the number one thing other than staying on track with whole foods was don't skip breakfast. And they're the two takeaways. And so if you're going to try anything, just to change some sort of habit, one thing at a time for a first week or two, just try one or two of those.
Yep, perfect.
And so everyone can go for free resources to your website, and we'll put that into the show notes. And I appreciate you being here today.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Before we wrap up today, I just want to extend a massive thank you to Anna for the incredible work that she's doing. I've seen many great testimonials of all the fabulous results that her clients have been getting lately. And this is a reminder that taking care of ourselves, well, it's not just a luxury. It's actually a necessity. No two women are the same, and neither are our journeys. We're on our own journey. We're facing similar yet different experiences with our bodies. And even we're faced with unique environmental challenges depending where we are in the world. So my challenge to each and every one of you listening to this is just to take that first step. Right now, think of one small action you can commit to today to prioritize your well-being. It could be as simple as a mindful walk or getting outside, walking the dog. It could be choosing a whole food meal or a nutritious meal of sorts, or it could be setting aside some time just for a few minutes to do some deep breathing. Just remember, the power is in the small steps that we take. So thank you so much for being here. And remember, you've got the power to transform your life one small decision at a time. So until next time, take care. Thank you for joining us on the Sisterhood Collective podcast. Remember to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any upcoming episodes. And if you want to be the first to hear what is new at Sisterhood Collective, you can find out more on our Instagram, or you can sign up to receive our weekly newsletter and let the good times continue to roll. Now it's time to turn your clear vision into bold action. I'm Laurie Drummond, your host, and until next time, keep striving to live that best life. Take care, and we'll see you soon.